We've got 5 minutes. Are you going to tell me all about a video game adaptation of one of my childhood favourites?
Yeah.
Please, Miss Perfect, tell me about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, it is a shame that it just missed the Oscars.
Is it?
I mean, yeah, no, I'm
Best
lying.
Supporting Actor,
I'm
Jim Carrey?
absolutely lying in this. I know. Sorry to burst your bubble on this. So, look, a blue hedgehog. We all love a good blue hedgehog. We've all played the game. We all love the sound of the rings, the ding that they do. I love all of that. And I love the world, the green zones, whatever zones it's
Green
in.
Hill Zone.
Green Hill Zone, that's it. So most of us have probably played this game at some point, and having it on the big screen is probably highly anticipated, am I right?
Quite, yes.
Yeah, okay. So in this movie, we discover that our super speedy friend on Earth is here on Earth now, and he tries to navigate his life whilst not being discovered.
He's in hiding then.
He's in hiding on Earth, yeah.
But is this because there are outside forces who want to steal his speed? Is that the thing?
There's Dr. Robotnik.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Or you call him Dr. Egghead, don't you?
Eggman. No,
Eggman.
I don't. I'm Robotnik. This is a litmus test with people. Do you call him Robotnik or Eggman?
Yeah, Robotnik.
See, I remember reading the original comics when his name was Dr. Kinterbor, which is actually Robotnik in reverse, and then he becomes Robotnik later on. So,
nice.
yeah.
I like that.
Sorry,
I like that. Anyway, he's trying to capture him, basically, and trying to use his powers for world domination. So Sonic basically goes on essentially a road trip movie with James Marsden, who plays a small-town cop, and they have this, bromance trying to get to San Francisco to kind of recoup his rings.
I'm wet, I'm cold, there's a fish on my head, and clearly I'm not going to be able to do this on my own.
All right, get in the truck.
Really? You're going to help me?
I guess it is a little bit my fault that all this is happening to you.
Not a little bit, entirely. It is entirely your
Okay,
fault.
it's entirely my fault. Are you coming?
Yes. Road trip? Whoop whoop!
What am I doing?
So that's James Marsden, I believe. That's Cyclops, isn't it?
That's Cyclops from the earlier X-Men movies.
Yeah, and Sonic is Ben Schwartz from House of Lies and Parks and Recreation, who I like very much.
Who the voice actually really works, because you need that kind of
I thought that,
yeah, like the teenager, too much energy, quite annoying, but still somewhat endearing at the same time. It kind of works with all of that.
He does seem to be played as a sort of halfway point between the Flash and the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah.
It does seem to be sort of halfway.
And all
thing.
I'm going to say is thank God they took it back and redesigned the character of Sonic after that trailer.
I like the redesign, although I will say I think a lot of the backlash on that was down to the fact that the first one was just a terrible trailer, and the second one actually is just a better trailer.
You say it's just a better trailer. That trailer gives you everything of the movie.
Really now?
Yeah, and actually I think I preferred the trailer to the movie. This is the thing, is that it's so for anyone who doesn't know or hasn't seen the trailer, it's a CGI in a live action environment, CGI hedgehog in a live action environment. So it's interesting. If you're wondering what that is, think Roger Rabbit, but more advanced.
Well, funnily enough, because it starred James Marsden,
Ted?
there's a very obvious Ted. But there's a even more obvious comparison, specifically because of James Marsden. Hop. The Easter Bunny movie starring James Marsden, where they literally did this with Russell Brand as the Easter Bunny, as a CG Easter Bunny. And the weirdest thing is, I can't fathom who decided to take a property involving a, super speed endowed hedgehog and make a road trip movie out of it.
But also,
whose mind does that?
Whose mind was it to think of the fans would want you to take it out of the actual zone that he's in? Because we do see it at the beginning, right? And we see his world. And I'm like, wow, if we watch a movie that's set in this world, it's going to be so much fun. But you set it in essentially a really boring town in America on its way, and then en route to San Francisco, which you only really see at the end. It doesn't work.
That's called the Spurs problem. If you
call this your problem, that you've seen too many of these bad animated movies.
Well, because I love 90s cartoons.
Yeah.
So the thing with the Smurfs was you had a movie about the Smurfs, and what they did, was simply put them in the human world. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I want to see the Smurfs in the Smurf world. And to be fair, they did do that with one of the sequels.
Good.
And it was a lot better as well.
Yeah.
It's the best one of them. But here's a question. Did you sit through the totality of the end credits?
Absolutely not. I got out there as quickly as I possibly could.
You did not?
No.
Oh, okay, because I think that's going to be a required thing for this film. There is, there are several forms of setup for other movies
there is
involved.
a bit of a setup that I did see, and I was like, okay, and it kind of made sense. whether or not that sets up for another movie, I'm not sure it's going to take the box office numbers to warrant a second movie.
I don't know. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. That brand is huge, especially less so in the UK, I think, now. He was an icon of the 90s, admittedly, but I think Sonic is still, like, galactically huge, particularly in Asia.
It just, and that's why I think there's going to be a huge disappointment. Because what this is essentially a kids' movie that doesn't appeal to adults.
You think?
And that's the problem, is that a good kids' movie has the adult stuff in it. There was not one laugh in this screening of it, and that's not reflective of us. That is just the situation of the state of play. Yeah. The good thing about the positives that I will pull out of it, I love seeing Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey on film.
Full 90s Maniac mode?
Almost, but I felt restricted just ever so slightly with him. But he is the right person to play Dr. Robotnik, and that worked for me. And again, for me, it just felt flat. And that's the biggest problem with this. It should have been speedy. It should have been out there. It should have been throwing from world to world to world so we can see all of that. And we're not. We're just in boring older.
I love that you call it flat when we're talking about something that's taken a two-dimensional video game and brought it into 3D reality.
Well, isn't that even worse? That's the irony of it all.
How many blue spikes are you putting up for it then?
Half.
Half a blue spike?
Half a blue spike.
Okay.
Didn't like it.
Game over, man.
Yeah.